Welcome. In this practice, we are going to explore many different binds, finding binds in different shapes, in different postures, and exploring the possibility of reaching and catching something that we can't quite yet see. I'm going to use a knee pad and blocks. If you have them, get them ready. Otherwise, just find something close by. A towel is great as a knee pad. Even a little pillow off of your couch can be really helpful as well. Let's start in child's pose. Come onto all fours. Separate your knees. Sink your hips back. Let your elbows rest. Let your forehead rest. And let yourself rest in this familiar shape, this safe posture, this safe place. Close down your eyes and right away turn your awareness inwards, connecting to the body, connecting to the breath, connecting to the inner dialogue. And then I invite you to reflect on any expectations that you've created for your yoga practice today. Any pressures that you may have placed on yourself to get on your mat, to do this practice, pressures to perform in a certain way, pressures to do the postures a certain way, or for the practice to feel a certain way. And let's see if right away we can release all of these expectations that we've placed on ourselves with an inhale through the nose and a full exhale through the mouth. And instead of predicting what's to come, instead of placing expectations on ourselves, let's practice with an open mind, open to all of the different possibilities that are contained in the next moment and the next moment and the next moment. None of us can predict what's to come, and when we place expectations on ourselves, we often limit the possibilities available to us. So let's practice with our awareness wide open, with ourself wide open to the possibilities of what could happen on the mat today. Anything could happen. Anything is possible. How exciting. Let's be open to this experience. With your next inhale, roll yourself up towards tabletop. Keep your chin into your chest. Keep your back round. Adjust your hands. Adjust your knees. And then let your belly drop down. Lift your tailbone up. Lift your chest up and start to send your hips back towards the child's pose. We're going to do some cat-cow rolls. Bring your chin to your chest. Round your back and roll yourself forward. And then create a back bend. Lift your tailbone, lift your chest, and start to send your hips back towards your heels. And then if you'd like to close down your eyes and just start to move in a way that feels good. Again, noticing any patterns, noticing any expectations of how this should look or how it should feel. And instead, just drop into this present experience. What is happening right here and right now? How does it feel to move in this way? Are there any other ways that you'd like to explore moving your body? Maybe rocking your hips side to side. Get out of the box. Get out of the imaginary box that you've created for yourself. Take one more breath. Right away exploring all your muscles, all your joints, your bones, this physical vessel. And then tuck your toes under, lift your tailbone up and push back to downward facing dog. Send your hips back behind you. Let's take an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. What does down dog feel like in this moment? As you inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, bend your right knee and open through your right hip. Now I want you to visualize your right foot and your right leg. You can't see it, but you can feel it. It's somewhere back behind you. Developing our proprioception, awareness of our body in space. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Now straighten out your right leg. Square off your hips. Breathe in. Look forward and step the right foot down in between your thumbs as you breathe out. A big step up to the top. If you want to pad up your knee, left knee will drop down onto something. Reach your arms up towards the sky, low lunge. Lean back a little bit. Tuck your tailbone under. And then sink deeper into the front right knee, keeping the tailbone tucked under. So we make it about the opening in our left hip flexor and our left quad. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. Now bring your hands down to your blocks and find half splits. Straighten out your right leg. Slide your right heel a little bit further forward. Again, a familiar pose for many of you. How can you explore this shape and how it feels in this moment? None of us have ever been in this moment before. What are the possibilities available to you? With your next inhale, rebend into your right knee. Frame off your right foot with your blocks, and then keep your left hand down. Reach your right arm forward and up, and then reach your right arm all the way back behind you. And you're more than welcome to stay here in this beautiful twist, or you could try bending your left knee, reaching back and seeing if you could catch a hold of the foot. Notice the reactions in the mind. If you've caught the foot, if you haven't caught the foot, does it really matter? Wherever you are, stay present. Breath is flowing. Awareness in this moment. No expectations. Be open to the experience. Take another inhale. Another exhale. Slowly, if you caught the foot, release it. We'll all reach the right arm back up towards the sky. Send it forward and down to the block on the outside of the right foot. And then lift your left knee up. Pivot your left heel down. Move your block off of the mat, the block that's underneath your left hand, and move the knee pad off of the mat as well. And then reach your left arm up towards the sky and come to extended side angle. Connect your right thigh, your right knee to your right arm. Push down through both of your feet. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Look down, bring the right block off of the mat, and then rise up to Warrior Two. Take an inhale in Warrior Two. As you exhale, straighten out your right leg. Turn your left toes out, bend your left knee, Skandasana, towards the back of the mat. Hands can come down towards the floor, or you can keep your hands to your heart. Left heel is down, right toes point up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Skandasana to the front of the mat. Bend your right knee. Maybe use your hands for the transition, maybe not. Full inhale. Full exhale. Frame off the front right foot. Lunge facing forward. So pivot all your toes to the top of the mat. Standing splits. Lean into the right leg. Lift your left leg up towards the sky. Keep your hands close in towards your right leg. It's a forward fold. So your head's dropping down. You're looking towards the space back behind you. Lift your left leg up. Open your left hip and then bend your left knee. Now visualize your left leg in space, your left foot in space. Even though you can't see it, you know it's up there. And you can stay here, or you could try to reach your right arm up and maybe see if you could give your foot a little tap. Maybe you can catch a hold of your foot. Maybe you just continue to reach for it. You know exactly where it is. You can feel the distance between the hand and the foot. Reaching back for something that you can't see yet, but you know is there. One more inhale. One more exhale. Slowly straighten out the left leg. Bring the right hand down. Square your hips. Inhale. Step your left foot down beside your right. Exhale. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Fold as you breathe out. Chair pose. Bend your knees. Sink your hips. Reach your arms up. With your next inhale, stand up. With your next exhale, fold forward and down. Halfway lift. Inhale. Lengthen out your spine. Fill up your lungs. Fold, bring your hands down, step your right foot back, step your left foot back, come to plank. Take an inhale and plank. As you exhale, everything comes down. As you inhale, point your toes, lift your head, lift your chest, create a back bend of your choice. Exhale, child's pose, send your hips to your heels, let your forehead rest, let your elbows rest. Close down your eyes. Release all expectations of what's to come. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. The right side, the left side are completely different. Let's be open to the possibilities of what's to come. With your next inhale, keep your back round and roll yourself up towards tabletop. Adjust your hands, adjust your knees. And then lift your tailbone, lift your chest, and send your hips back towards your heels. Cat-cow, rolling forward, rolling back at your own rhythm, your own pace. And then let yourself color outside of the lines. Maybe starting to move your hips side to side. Exploring your body, exploring this physical vessel. Allowing yourself to perhaps experience something new, a new sensation, a new way of being, a new way of experiencing this moment. And then make your way towards table, lift your tailbone, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So your sitting bones lead the way. Take an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. Seal your lips and continue to breathe in and out through the nose. As you inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. Bend your left knee and open through your hip. With your eyes closed or even with your eyes open, visualize where your left leg is in space. So we keep an awareness of the things that we can't quite see, but we can feel. We know it's back there. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. And then straighten out your left leg and square off through your hips. Breathe in. Look forward and step the left foot down in between your thumbs as you breathe out. If you want to drop your right knee down onto a knee pad, go for it. When you're ready, arms will reach up towards the sky, low lunge. Now send your hips back a little bit so we actually come out of the lunge. And then tuck your tailbone under and then sink deeper into the front left knee. So you get a way bigger stretch opening through your right hip flexor. This will help with the binds. Take another inhale. And another exhale. Half splits, grab your blocks, straighten out your left leg, slide your heel forward. If you don't have blocks, then you can just come up onto your fingertips. What's nice about the blocks, even if your hamstrings are really flexible, is that you can lengthen out your spine a lot more and actually lift your tailbone up and your chest up, which will get you a deeper stretch in the back of your left leg. And then again, if you want to close down your eyes and just take a moment to explore. One more breath, being really mindful when we come into these shapes that we've been in before. If we expect them to feel like they did yesterday or the day before, how does it feel now? Now is different. Rebend into the front left knee. You can slide the foot in a little bit, frame off your left foot with your blocks. Right hand is going to stay down, left arm reaches forward. Exaggerate the movement as you reach your left arm up towards the sky and then all the way back behind you. You can stay here. This is a beautiful twist, a beautiful opening through the chest, through the right hip flexor. If you want to play with bending your right knee, bend your right knee. If you want to play with catching a hold of the foot, catch a hold of the foot. Eliminate one option being better or worse than the other. Different options. You have options. Options are an amazing thing. More options means more possibilities available to you. Take one more breath in and one more breath out. Slowly release from wherever you were. We'll circle the left arm back up towards the sky. Bring it forward, bring it down to the other block. Right toes tuck under, lift your right knee up. Pivot your right heel down. And then move the block that's underneath your right hand off of the mat and move your knee pad off of the mat as well if you had one. And then send your right arm up towards the sky, extended side angle. We build it from the floor up. Now connect your left thigh, your left knee to your left arm, externally rotating the front hip. Both feet solid, rooted down. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then look down. Move the block that's underneath your left hand off to the side, and then rise up to warrior two. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, Skandasana to the back of the mat. So left leg straightens out, right toes spin out, bend your right knee, left toes up towards the sky. Maybe hands to the heart, maybe hands down. Maybe you sink into your flexibility. Maybe you stay up a little higher, working on strength. Take an inhale wherever you are. And a full exhale. And then switch sides. Straighten out your right leg, bend your left knee. All of these different postures, all of these different shapes, see them as a way for you to explore, to get curious about the sensation, to get curious about the different ways that you can experience your body, that you can experience this moment. Frame off your left foot. Lunge facing forward. All 10 toes spin to the front. And then let's find standing splits. Lean into the left leg. Right leg goes up towards the sky. Head drops down. It's a forward fold. Keep your hands close in towards your left leg. Open your right hip. Bend your right knee. Visualize where your right foot is in space. You can stay here. You could try to reach your left arm up, balancing on just one hand and one foot. What an experience. Maybe you bind, maybe you don't. It doesn't matter. What matters is your presence, your awareness, being open to the possibilities that this moment contains. Take another inhale. Take another exhale. Back to standing splits, both hands down, square your hips, take an inhale. Exhale, step your right foot down beside your left. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold as you breathe out. Chair pose, bend your knees, sink your hips, reach your arms up. With your next inhale, stand up, straighten out the legs. With your next exhale, fold forward and down, hinging at the hips. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, bring your hands down, step your left foot back, step your right foot back, come to plank. Take an inhale and plank. As you exhale, lower down, maybe chaturanga. Point your toes, lift your head, lift your chest, create a back bend. Downward facing dog, let's push ourselves all the way back and up. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale it out through the mouth. Seal your lips, continue to breathe in and out through the nose. As you inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Bend your right knee and open through your right hip. Now I want you to visualize where your right foot is in space. You can stay here. You can keep your right hand down and pop up onto your left fingertips. Or you could try walking your left hand back, back, back. And maybe, just maybe, you reach your left hand up. See if you could reach for your right foot. A crazy, crazy bind. Play with it. Smile as you wobble, as you fall, as you experience something new. One more breath in. One more breath out. Slowly bring the left hand down. If it was lifted, square your hips. Take an inhale. Pigeon pose as you exhale. Right knee to right wrist. Your shin will cross in front of the body. Left knee drops down. Left foot slides back. You could place a block underneath your right sitting bone if you'd like. As you inhale, lengthen out through your spine. As you exhale, fold forward and come onto your forearms. Hold here. Sink into this juicy opening for your hips, your legs. And then option to stay here if you've had enough of the binds. Or once again, we can find a bind in this position by bending the left knee, reaching the right arm back, and seeing if maybe we could catch a hold of the foot. Play with the bind. If you want to keep your left forearm down, you can. If you want to lift your left elbow up, you can. Any other variations are welcome. Let's take 3 more breaths wherever we've decided to be, and knowing that that place can change. That if you caught the foot and then you want to release it, you could release it. Many options. Unlimited options. And instead of all the different options overwhelming you, allow it to excite you. And then let's slowly release. Walk the hands in. Push back to plank. Right foot back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lower, maybe chaturanga. Point your toes, lift your chest, create a back bend. Downward facing dog, push yourself right back and up. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. No expectations. Anything is possible. Anything could happen. Send your left leg up to the sky. Bend your left knee, open your left hip. Stay here or pop up onto your right fingertips. Maybe start to walk your right hand back a little. If you want to bring your left hand closer in, that can be helpful as well. Maybe right arm goes all the way back towards the right foot. Maybe the right arm starts to lift up. Maybe you reach up towards the left foot. Maybe you can't grab it. Maybe you can't see it, but you know it's there. One more breath wherever you are. Slowly, slowly release. Right hand down. Straighten out your left leg. Square your hips. Pigeon pose. What a wild ride. Left knee to left wrist, shin down. Back leg slides back. If you want to bring a block underneath your left sitting bone, go for it. Lengthen out your spine. Take an inhale. And then fold as you exhale. Come onto your forearms. Sink into this juicy hip stretch, maybe a familiar sensation. And if you've had enough of the binds, then that's completely fine. You do you. And if you feel curious about finding another bind here in this pose, you could bend your right knee, reach your left arm back. Maybe try to reach for the foot, catch the foot. Pay close attention to the sensations, to the experience, letting them inform you and guide you. Three more breaths. Moving through whatever options you want to move through. Then whenever you're ready, press yourself up. We're going to go back to plank. Tuck the right toes. Send the left leg back. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower. Point your toes, lift your chest, breathe in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Look forward. Bring your hands closer together. Walk your feet forward and bring your feet wide, about mat width distance apart. And then bend your knees. Reach your arms forward. Squat down. Lower your sitting bones down. Keep your arms reaching forward. Adjust your feet. Mine went a little further forward. And then roll yourself down. Vertebra by vertebra. Open the arms out wide to the sides. Knock your knees together. Slide your feet a little closer in if you'd like, but keep your feet wide. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Close your eyes. Let your body rest. Fully integrating, fully digesting the experience that you had on your mat. As we continue to explore this world of infinite possibilities, we expand our awareness, we expand our consciousness. We literally create new neural pathways in our brain. We begin to see that what we once thought was impossible for us is actually possible, is actually a reality, is actually something that we've experienced ourselves. And so, see if you could take this lesson with you off of the mat. Where else in your life are you creating expectations or pressures on yourself to perform in a certain way? And what if you released those expectations? What if you opened yourself up to anything happening, anything being possible? What we don't realize is that often these expectations or these pressures that we've placed on ourselves are actually limiting our potential, that we are all capable of incredible things. So allow yourself to rest here with your arms wide open. Open to this realm of infinite possibilities of anything happening. Notice how good that feels to be open to this moment and to all the different possibilities that this moment contains. The infinite amount of ways that you can feel, think, and experience this life. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Thank you so much for trusting me to guide you, to lead you in this way. As always, I love to hear from you. Please feel free to leave a comment or to send me a message. Know that I'm thinking about every single one of you as I film these classes. I envision teaching them directly to you, and I hope that you can feel that as well. From my heart to yours, namaste.